And one of the new approaches that we're launching this week is a new initiative that we haven't done in almost a decade here in the city of Kingston, and that is a gun buyback program. And so today we'll be launching a Groceries for Guns initiative. So for anyone that has a handgun, you will be able to connect with us at the Kingston Police Department, and we'll be able to give you a Hannaford gift certificate so that you can provide groceries for your family and to be able to have all of the things that you need right here in Kingston that illegal gun is not going to give you. And so we look forward to rolling that program out. We encourage anyone that knows of anyone that has a gun that they shouldn't have to please contact us at the Kingston Police Department, and we will meet up with you at whatever location you choose and however way you want to do it. But we need to be able to get these guns off the street and do it in a way that's community minded. And so with that, thank you, County Executive.
Thank you, Steve. As always, thank you for bringing the broader perspective. To also build on that and to talk specifically about the collective efforts of our law enforcement community, it's my honor to welcome Ulster County Sheriff Juan Figueroa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, County Executive, Mayor. We're just getting out of an unprecedented pandemic. And there are going to be a lot of challenges that are going to come with coming out of this pandemic. If this past weekend is what we expect this summer, we should all prepare ourselves, if we do not work together, to face more challenges this year, a unique year after coming out of a pandemic. I want to recognize the community leaders that for the past year have been meeting with the Chief of Police of the City of Kingston, Chief Tinty, the District Attorney, Dave Clegg, the State Police Zone Commander, and myself, so we can discuss the issues of our community and how to better understand and relate and work together. The only way we can make cases in law enforcement is that we have evidence and witnesses. Simple as that. This is how cases are done. And if we don't have that, it's difficult to locate and find the people that are responsible for the crime that's going on in our communities. And yes, communities like mine, the Latino community and the African American community, need to have safety as well. And I've said this at the last conference that we had in the City of Kingston Police Department. These shootings are unprecedented, but we have to work together to move forward. I also want to recognize the men and women of law enforcement and the hard work that they've been doing over the last year. Being painted with the broad brush, as those of us people of color are so used to, isn't fun. I say that because the men and women also need recognition for the hard work that they've been doing day in and day out, as we don't have the luxury to work from home. We have to go out and deal and work with our public every single day. So I wanted to recognize them. I also recognize all of us that are here today to work together to get to the problem at hand, and that is the relationship between all of us to make our community a better place to live and to raise our children. So I thank you, Mayor, County Executive, and the Chief of Police, and all of those that are here today, and our community leaders and our partners. The most important thing that we can get out of this today is that we work together as a community, because we are all part of the community, all of us. So thank you, County Executive, for having me.
All right. Thank you, Sheriff. Next, we wanted to share some more details on the Lights on Kingston program, which, again, I think the timing could not be more urgent and better. So I'm going to start by welcoming our Human Rights Commissioner, Tyrone Wilson, and then he'll be followed by School Superintendent Paul Padalino, Dr. Paul Padalino. But Tyrone, please, thank you.
Thank you, County Exec and team. I have the pleasure to share with you all about an initiative called Lights On program. And as you all heard from everyone who spoke before me, we're hoping that we don't have to come to these places under these circumstances. And we all have a due diligence. We all have a commitment that we have to give to our communities that we serve. And I am so excited to be able to talk about this Lights On program, which has a model of each one teach one. It has a model of a village. Everybody taking care of each other, everybody caring for each other, everybody caring about the community in which we live. So this Lights On program was found in Chicago. It's also found in Newark, New Jersey, where both of these states had a serious amount of gun violence. They was losing their kids. And the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and the superintendent of New York, New Jersey, thought about this program and opened up the high schools. Where's all our kids go? They in the high schools, right? We know that Friday nights, Saturday nights is the most crucial times for our young adults here when they don't have anything else to do. The Lights On program is about opening up the high school, bringing in communities, local organizations who's already doing great work. Not reinventing the wheel, but asking them to come into the high school, bring your program into the high school, continue serving the kids that you're already serving, but also giving exposure to many kids who couldn't afford to go to some of these programs, right? So with the Lights On program, it doesn't cost our kids anything. They can come. It's free for them. It's an opportunity where we as a community, we can put arms around our kids together. We can keep them safe. We can give them programs. We can let them explore, challenge their minds. Our kids, their minds are generally constantly running. And they need to let that out. They need to be in a space where they can dream again. So with the Lights On program, we have local organizations coming in, offering programs. We have programs from arts and craft to music to dance to social clubs. This is engagement that we need. But most importantly, our kids are in a safe space where we all will be. They are off the streets. They have an opportunity to extend their night and not be on any type of corners or anybody else's households or getting in trouble. And I think for this program is so much needed because it extends the hours. And it also helps our parents. Our parents are constantly working 2 and 3 jobs just to make it. And God knows how tired they are when they come home. It gives them an extended break to relax, to not have to worry about where my kids are at. And if we all in this one space, and we all working together, and we all have eyes on our children, we have accountability of our children. And therefore, it will help this community in so many ways because we could be accountable to keeping them safe. And I have no problem with being responsible with trying to keep our kids safe. We owe this to them. We owe this to them. The senseless killings that we are seeing today, we have to stop this. We have to put the guns down. We have to start the process of healing. And we cannot do it by ourselves. And I'm meaning that this is not just a police issue. This is a community issue. And we have to come together and be seen together so our kids can see this. If we are in division and our kids see this, what do we expect from our kids? So to kick off this initiative of Lights On, as you heard the county exec say, it will kick off in June. We are looking forward to this. We are looking forward to showing the partnership, the commitments, and I want to give a special shout out to our county exec, our school district, Dr. Padalino, our mayor of Kingston, our director of youth borough, Nina Dawson. You got to understand, coming to the table and all the work that was put into this process, and to people to believe that this can happen is the first step. Now we have that. So now we have to kick it off, and we have to bring our kids in. And I'm hoping that as we get this out moving forward, that every one of us put a hand in. Put a hand in. You don't have to ask. You have to just show up. So let's take this time to embrace our kids, because they hurting. They hurting. And I know we all feel that pain. But this is not the only solution, but this is a big solution. And this is something that we can do right now. And thanks to you all for being a part of this. Thank you all for caring for our kids. And thank you all for our future engagement, because I'm calling it ahead of time. And I think we're going to do well in this. So thank you so much for letting me have this opportunity to share with you about the Lights On program. Thank you, County Exec.
I too want to thank the county and the city and Tyrone for coming to me with this idea a few months ago, and the work that we're doing to try to make it reality. I think there's, Tyrone just mentioned we all got to put a hand in. I think it's important to recognize people who have both hands in and their feet and every other part of them, and that's people like Dan Whalen at the Boys and Girls Club, and Nina Dawson and Tyrone. And they are the best advocates for students, for children in our community that you can ever imagine, working tirelessly all the time to make sure not only our kids are safe, but they're moving forward. And during this pandemic, I can't think of a better partner than Dan Whalen over at the Boys and Girls Club and what they've been able to do for us. So I really appreciate the work you're doing, and I think this Lights On Kingston is not in place of programs like that. It's on top of programs like that, so we can all work together to make those things happen. Kingston City School District, over the last year, our students lost a lot of things. They lost proms, they lost graduations, they lost time with their friends, they lost in-person learning, they lost sports. But the most important thing they've lost in the last 12 months have been 2 classmates, 2 fellow students, lost to gun violence. Foolish, senseless gun violence. Having this opportunity for Lights On Kingston at Kingston High School kind of brings the dream that the school board and the school district put together back in 2013 to make Kingston High School a community. And when this community voted to improve Kingston High School, this is what we had in mind. A community center, a place where all of our kids can go, where they can be safe, where they can have fun, where they can learn, and where we can bridge any gaps that we have. So I'm really excited to get this started, and I'm really thankful to Tyrone and Nina for bringing it to me. And we're gonna give it all we have, and Tyrone's calling it ahead, and so am I. It's gonna be a great success. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Padalino and Tyrone. And we'll continue to roll out details on Lights On. And Nina, thank you in advance for your leadership on that as well. Next, I'd like to welcome our district attorney, Dave Clegg, who sits at the intersection of all these issues and has been a leader on many fronts in so much of the approach underlying what we're doing here is this idea of a restorative approach rather than a punitive approach. And Dave has really been leading so much of that work with many others here. So Dave, thank you for being here and welcome you up.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel good hearing about the Lights On program. Throughout my time working with youth, I've always believed that having an open gym is a good starting place to keeping kids out of trouble. I want to thank Dr. Padalino. We're in front of the Restorative Justice building here, and Dr. Padalino had the leadership to start Kingston School District on its way to a restorative justice approach. As Pat Ryan said, this doesn't start slowly. This has happened over generations that we've lost children.